Good afternoon, Don Bosco Prep. I'm your anchor, Will Rosen. You're watching DBP News, a special edition we like to call the Lunchtime Lowdown. Attention, those interested in joining Student Council, all speeches must be emailed to Ms. Dennehy no later than Friday, October 16th. Please make sure that your name, grade, and office for which you are running is clearly labeled. Speeches should be at least 30 seconds and not more than a minute and a half. Good luck. We'll be meeting by the Rosary Garden for Rosary Club today at 2 p.m. There's a Chinese Honor Society tutoring today after school in Ms. Donegan's room, Savio 237. College reps from Johnson & Wales University, Providence University of Wisconsin-Madison, Ramapo College of New Jersey, Syracuse University, and Iona College will be hosting virtual meetings after school today. And on Friday, Roanoke College, Marymount University. To sign up, go to your Navion student homepage and register today. The following students must see Mrs. Lambini in the campus store during homeroom or biology class today, and bring your iPad. These students are Jay Cortez, Amori Francis, Daniel Schrober, Christopher Figa, Jacob Nunez, Shahan Zemayan Rad, Marcos Basora, and Nicholas Brillo. Thank you. And now, it's time for the one and only, Finding Nepo. Look, I found him. All right, Mr. Nepo, welcome to the show, of course.
Thank you, Will.
I noticed that you have a fancy award right there. Why don't you tell us a little about that?
Yeah, well, kind of goes back to when I first started teaching here at Don Bosco in 1996. I actually was cross-country and track coach for about 9 years or so. And then things kind of changed, and I decided to kind of make a change in my own life. I left coaching, but I wanted to stay involved in the sport, and so I always had interest in photography, never really did anything with it, but I decided I was going to kind of mend those two. And so I went out and bought some camera equipment, taught myself how to use it, and then since like 2005, I've been working for a couple different high school track and field websites, taking photos for them. And this past February, I was told I was getting what is called the USATF New York Media Contributor Award. And they just sent it to me because they didn't have the luncheon that we're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
USATF is the governing body of track and field in the United States, and USATF New York is kind of the local chapter of it.
Yeah.
And so at this award banquet that they have, I was kind of one of a group of people getting awards, the one media award for this year. So
Got it. Well, congratulations.
thank you.
I believe we actually have some of your photos here today. If we can show them. First one up. What do you think is from this one? Do you remember
this
this one?
From Penn Relays a number of years ago. These two teams, Albemarle, who ended up winning this race, and Morris Hills, have been battling through the year, kind of beating each other. And Penn Relays is one of the biggest events of the year. You might have, 40,000 people, whatever, in the stadium. And so this is just the finish shot of what they call the Championship of America.
And this one?
This was taken to Madison Square Garden, actually, one of the big indoor meets of the year. It's no longer at the Garden. It's the Boys High School Mile. And again, one of the things I like is see emotion. And to see, this is Kyle Merber winning. This was out at the high school cross-country national.
That looks a little messy.
A little messy, little muddy course. This young lady just happened to fall like in the last 100 meters. And I caught this, and it just kind of sums up what the event is like. Eric Kennard, high jumper, celebrating coming off the high jump pit at the Melrose Games. Now is in the Armory in New York City. This was one I actually kind of set up. It was actually in a race. Grace, I can't think of her last name, from Ramapo. I knew she was one of the best hurdlers in the country, and so I just wanted to get this really good picture of her hurling. So she was kind of isolated, which worked out really nice.
Yeah.
This ended up kind of same idea, except it was from the head on. This guy actually, Eric Shepard, I think his name, Eric Shepard, he set the New York State record in this race.
Oh, wow.
Straightaway hurdles. This was just actually right after I got notified I had this award. I was down at the U.S. Olympic Trials Marathon. And this is Molly Seidel, the first marathon she ever competed in. She got second at the U.S. Olympic Trials and qualified for Tokyo. And so a little celebration. This was, again, at the Melrose Games, kid who won the high school pole vault. I just kind of got this weird angle and got him kind of neatly over the bar. Kind of fun to kind of change things. New York State Championship last spring. Forget the young man's name. But again, I love these ideas of these celebration shots at the end.
The emotion really does make it a good picture.
This was at the World Junior Championships in Finland. And it's just, sometimes what I do is I use a remote. It's actually, there's a little kind of thing on top of the camera, and I can set the camera up in the back of this thing called the cage, and there's this ball she's actually has. The end of this wire is 12 pounds or whatever. So if you actually were there, you can get seriously hurt. But you just kind of put the camera on a little tripod, and I can shoot the camera from a different distance. And you can get these neat angles. Again, this was in Scotland at a meet I was at. Just great emotion. I don't even know this kid. It was kind of a age group race, but just kind of fun emotion of this kid just kind of going nuts when he wins.
Yeah.
This again is another remote one. I just kind of set it up. And with the remotes, you can actually take 2 pictures at once. One with the head on, and then one with this low. And the kid happened to be kind of tripped coming in and almost kind of took the camera out, but it ended up coming this neat kind of angle on it in the end. This was actually last year at the high school cross-country national Saratoga. They get announced that they won the team title, and so their big celebration here. Pen relays, just get a neat angle, get from behind the pit and high jump, and you just kind of catch him in the air. This was what ended up happening. The girl in green, she was holding the finish tape. It dropped out of her hand, and she stepped on the track to get it just as the race was coming in, and she got leveled. Everybody was fine. This is actually a friend of mine, Matt Tegenkamp. He had just qualified for the 2012 Olympics. This is at Olympic trials. And he actually just kind of turned to me and kind of gave this celebration. Matt actually came and talked to, when I was coaching, he came and talked to the team here one day.
Oh, wow.
When he was in town. This is also at the high school cross-country nationals team Arcadia. They again just got announced that they won the team title. Happened to be this neat angle, kind of low, and so kind of cool. Usain Bolt. It looks like he's actually pointing at me. He's not really. I just happened to catch it that way. And it was that's at a meet in London that he just won the 100 meters, and he just kind of went to this like gunshot. Also at cross-country nationals in Portland. One of the Rosa brothers, he was kind of one of the big guns to potentially win this race. He had been undefeated all season, and he lost, got third. And walking away, he seemed to be a little crushed. And I took that was the first time anybody's ever seen this picture. I thought that as a high school kid, kind of your hopes and dreams are crushed, and I didn't want that out there. So I never, actually, this is the first time anybody's ever seen that picture.
Oh, well, thank you very much for the exclusive as well as the interview. And thank you, Don Bosco Prep, and stay safe out there.